morning. And welcome.
Anybody? Nobody yet? I'll do a bit of sharing.
There will be, yeah. They'll not be far behind, I shouldn't imagine. If he's remembered. Hey, it's popped in for a few days, actually. Our number one.
Number one?
Yes, our number one follower. Not spoke to him for a few days. I think he's busy making another gadget, from what I gather.
Quite
Possibly.
Possibly. But tonight,
there he is.
Yeah, there we go.
There's he. Eric!
Good evening, Eric. Nice to see you.
I've got to start getting the name straight. All right, I already know what about.
And good evening, Rita.
We don't mind.
Yes, tonight, our it's questions and answers. So any questions, we will try our best to field them. And if we can't, we'll just send, we'll leave you to Nettie. She'll sort the art. But I did have an idea, and then it's just it's gone straight up to you. It's gone. So I don't know. I can't remember what it were, what I was going to say. It might come back to me. You never know. I've had one of them days today. My head's been a shed. Go on, are you? Sorry.
Was it something about bettering your memory?
Can't remember.
Completely gone.
Can't remember. But yes, it's all good. I hope everybody's had a good week this week. It's been all right here, but today, like I said, I don't know what's been up. I've just been a day of 2 halves. I couldn't really wake up properly until 2 o'clock, and then my head's just been flying. Loads and loads of ideas, and I've done a bit of research. I've found 3 more. In fact, our friend Von sent me address for a church, and I looked in that area, and I found 2 more. So, yeah, definitely, because they do look interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
And what's your news, Ian? What you been up to?
I've been up to working as usual. Yeah. With destructive kids. They've been destructive today. So.
Ooh. Have you had any cases lately? You've been working that side?
We got one that's supposed to be coming in. We haven't had one since we finished our last one. But all seems well and good there. So
yeah, we've got to comment. Richard, have any of you had experience with mysterious phone calls? I had a weird experience when my father-in-law passed.
Right.
Funny you should mention that, because my sisters, since my mother passed away, my sisters, they talk every morning. They used to text me, but it fell off that. That's gone by the wayside. But if my mother is present, or if my mother's around, then they get clicking on phone. A certain type. It's like somebody clicking long nails on a glass table type of clicking. It's very peculiar, and it only happens, and it's between them all. So it's not just one of the lines, which makes it a bit more intriguing. Because, sometimes if you've got a bad line, then you get things like that. But it seems to happen between all my sisters, if she's present. And it only happens when they mention her, which is strange. So that's compelling. So yes, that's my experience. Anybody else?
I had the weirdest one I had with phones. This was years ago when I was with my ex, and her mother had passed about a month before that, and we were just talking about her, and I had to phone up a motor factors, so I was on the house phone, and my ex's phone rang, and I sort of shouted to her, "Can she come and answer her phone? Because I can't hear the guy on the other end of the house phone." And she came down, picked the phone up, looked at me strangely, and I thought, okay, what's going on? So I got off the phone. I said, "What's the matter with you?" She said, "Look who rang me," and it was my phone number. And I said,
Yeah.
"Well, I could have rung you because my mobile's on the table and it's turned off."
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I phoned the network up and they said, "Well, I hadn't rung her out. Her phone hadn't received the call."
Wow.
So yeah, very very peculiar.
We had
Yeah.
the computer turn itself on at night when the father-in-law passed away, which
Ooh.
was weird. Which was weird because it woke us up. That what it was playing, it woke us up.
There's doors opening and closing there as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shut up.
yeah.
Evening, William.
If the phone rings in a minute,
It won't. I've turned it off. I've definitely turned it off.
Yeah, so
Hello.
evening, Catherine. Yeah, so tonight, like I said, it's questions and answers. So if you've got any questions, just chuck them at us, and we'll try as best to, between the three of us, to answer them. If we can't, like I've said, we'll just leave you to our resident.
Richard said that's similar to my father-in-law. My phone was ringing, crematorium, and I said I had a question for him.
Yeah.
my mum had a funny situation with the phone. She was with my dad's family up in London, and a phone. They went to see his parents' grave, and they were up there with other members of the family, and this phone started ringing, and Mum's thinking, "What's coming from my handbag?" Anyway, she opened up her handbag, and her old phone was in there. Battery was flat, and it wasn't connected to any network, and it was ringing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that reminds me, I've mentioned it before on another show, but I mean, that's what happens with these shows, isn't it? We do repeat things at times. It depends if it's relevant, and this one is. The only other experience I've had regarding phones was I went to a place called Thornseat Lodge, and I took a fair gaggle of people. Now, it wasn't a planned event or anything like that. It was just an impromptu visit. It is the place, for me, the most haunted place I've ever been to. It's got the lot. And I'd said to everybody, switch your phones off. Don't give the spirits or entities any energy that they can use, because they will use it. It's well known for it, flattening batteries and things like that. So everybody switched the phones off. Went round. We had a really weird experience from the hall itself, from Thornseat Lodge, where one of the lads thought he was better than that, and he wasn't scared, and one thing and another, and he threw something up at top of building, and I don't know what it were, but it's something sort of ricocheted off at chimney, and a flame appeared, a yellow orangey flame, and it hung in the air, and then it turned blue and started coming towards everybody. Well, that panicked everybody, and they all ran. You can imagine, there's about 15 people running down this old drive through bushes. And I says, don't stop running. It's pitch black, Everything's overgrown. So stop running. Just take your time, get down to the gate, and we'll take stock. So anyway, the lad that had taunted, he said that he felt something hit him in back. It took me 3 days to clear that kid. He was very jaundiced at end. I traumatized him. He's not done it since. He's not done anything like that. But as we all get back to cars, respectively, young lad called, well, I'll not mention his name, but one of the young lads, He says, my phone won't switch on. I says, well, there you go. I just literally thought it had been drained. He says, no, it literally, there's nothing. He says, it shouldn't do that. He says, it won't turn on at all.
Hmm.
He says, I charged it when we came out, which most people do, don't they?
Yeah.
So I says, take back off. Just adjust battery, because we're running in that. It might have jogged in this. He says, it's been in my pocket all the time, he says. But he took back off and the battery went wrong way around. Which I thought that was very weird. And then, but that's the only other thing that I can think on regarding phones. But that were a weird one, that one.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't vouch for everything, but he's a genuine kid, so.
Yeah, me and MJ Dixon, when we went into the cage in Essex, both our phones just went completely dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely.
Netties did it last week.
Oh, yeah. I had it on charger because we were going out and we were going to do a couple. So we got one in, didn't we? Was it the end one? The end church that we did?
Well, that little one that I'm holding back because there's an energy there. It's the one I told you about, Ian. That's got it's a hazel branches. They've made this like little fence out of hazel branches, which is very odd. You don't normally use it unless, well, we all know what it's connected to.
Yeah,
Right,
it was just finished when I come out of there. Gone. Richard, Sarah has had Glenn Miller in the Mood appearing on her phone, and she never listens to it. That was strange. Yeah.
I've had a lot of even clients of ours with these Alexias and that randomly playing songs that they've never listened to.
Yeah, I've got bittersweet with that sort of thing. I can't mention names again, it's not fair, but I've had people manipulating them, saying that there's nothing connected to it, it's just a speaker. But obviously it's got potential to be programmed.
Oh yeah.
And I've known that people do that, and that to me is just despicable. It shouldn't be done. There's just too much rubbish going off in paranormal world. Needs regulating, but how can you? That's the problem.
Yeah.
You've got Mike and he says bonjour.
The bonjour to you too.
We have Catherine. Sorry, ladies and gents, I'm doing laundry and dishes at the moment, but I'm still here.
Okie dokie. Yes, so again, I'll reiterate as people keep coming in. Tonight's show is a questions and answers. There's no it's questions and answers. So anybody that's got any questions pertaining to paranormal or anything else, really, we'll try his best to answer them. Oh yeah, anything. Yeah, well, within reason.
Yeah, there's a line.
Yes, there is.
It's about this big, but there is a line. Thou shalt not cross.
Exactly. Yeah, we have our chats are light-hearted. There is serious points, obviously, and that sometimes there's even some good knowledge. Yeah, keep it a secret, though.
Yeah.
So, anything else? Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, Richard, thank you. I will dip in and out and catch up as caring duties. Okay, Richard.
Not a problem. Not a problem. You have a good evening.
Come on, Eric. You must have a question.
Come on, Eric. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Or it is.
You usually ask us questions any other time, except for when we do a Q&A.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be awkward now, isn't it? And not ask no.
Eric says, where's he gone? Yeah, don't get me started. Start, Eric.
Yeah,
go for it. Oh, knock yourself out.
Chuck your questions at us. We'll have a bash. I've got a hoodie on. It's a bit warm, this hoodie.
It has been cold though. Actually, I'm quite cold when I sit here now, but I'm just not getting a jumper. But then,
Yeah,
as you know, Brian, I will get a jumper and then I'll be too hot.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, on and off, on and off.
Yeah, on and off.
I nearly said she's a regular stripper then, but I thought, oh, I better not say that.
Shh.
But yeah, that's for another day. That's for another
Secrets.
show. That's for his OnlyFans show, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that one. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Threesomes Anonymous. Woo.
Notes himself. Kill him next week.
Yeah, it's all good, you know. Come on, Ian. What about you? What's your? That is a question then. For both of you, you take it in turns. In paranormal, because we've all been in it for quite some time, even if we haven't been active, we've all got experiences, whether they're private or not. What's the subject or happening that's taken you most by surprise, or it's stayed with you? It's the most memorable experience. That's the one. I got there at the end.
Most memorable. I would have to say the physical side of things, when a ghost actually, we was at a case, and it was still to this day our most active case, and I got stabbed in the back. There was no physical thing, but I felt it, and I was so shocked by it. My immediate reaction was to laugh, which probably turned out to be the best thing. But as it happened, medium shouted at me, "Ian, knife," and I went too late. And the fact I had no physical marks, but it hurt for about 2 to 3 weeks afterwards.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd ever had anything that physical before. And up until then, I didn't think it was a possibility.
Yeah. I've only had one. I've only had one experience. But yeah, it does. It gets you, doesn't it? Because when such as us get that sort of attachment or an attack, there's no warning.
No.
You don't actually sense that they're there. They've literally hidden themselves. They've done a really good job of hiding themselves. Normally you get a heads up, because we're that sensitive, we can smell it, sense it, or hear them, you know. But when it happens to you, because you think you're invincible up to that point.
Yeah.
But it happened to me, but I got scratched. Exactly where I've always said that spirit attaches herself, right at the back at neck.
Yeah, definitely. Catherine says she'd like to counter a subscription to adulthood. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Jamie, hello, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Evening, Jamie.
We said mum's a word. Yeah.
Is that the name of your OnlyFans channel?
Definitely.
Hey, Robert. Yeah, see, they're all coming in.
We don't charge a lot, do we, Brian?
Oh, no.
It's not worth a lot, but there, yeah.
No, most of the time it's free, because it's only action we get.
Robert says hi, gang.
Yeah, I said Robert. Yeah, so tonight, again, just to reiterate, I've got clothes on tonight.
Got his clothes on, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting a bit nippy now, the nose. I've got to, because if I've got my OnlyFans camera on, you see, they can't tell whether I'm a man or a woman. That ain't that nippy.
Yeah. I said, I laughed when I got stabbed, but it was a legit blade. I just pulled it out and took care of business.
Mm.
Ooh, that's not good.
And Eric, he wants to cancel his subscription too. What? He's the only one we've got, Eric. I'll be going anywhere.
I think you meant to adulthood.
What's your experience, Nettie?
What stands out when I was younger, because we used to have like the bloke who used to leave the old wardrobe that was left in the house. But as you're getting sort of a bit older in your teenage years, when you went to bed that night, you used to feel something sit down on the bed, but it'd pull your hair like this. Not to hurt you, but that's what you used to do.
Yeah.
And it was never a worry. It was never frightening.
No, it's a comfort thing, weren't it?
But it sticks. It always sticks there. I always seem to remember that. But
Yeah.
I think the only time that I have been grabbed is when I went to a certain location and we went into what was called the asylum room, and I did get grabbed on the back of the neck, and whatever it was massive. The hand, whatever it was on the back of the neck, must have reached right round. It was huge, and I couldn't move. Could not move until whatever it was let go.
Yeah.
I don't think it meant to hurt you. It was meant to sort of, I don't know. It didn't feel like it wanted to hurt you. It was just sort of to keep you there, or to let you know it was there.
Yeah. My most vivid memory is my first memory. 9-year-old, just walking up this country lane and saw this little old fella. I've told the story a few times, but it stays with you, doesn't it? I mean, and it is surprising. It is true in my case, anyway. I don't know about everybody else, but you lose your sensitivity. You tend to make up for it in other ways. You become more rounded in your senses. But as a child, I saw spirit just like I'm talking to you or somebody stood in room. It was that clear. I couldn't differentiate between live ones and past ones. And this little old fella, I'm stood talking to him. He sat on bench, and I'm asking him where best birds' nests are and things like that. And he was kidding me on, saying, "Not telling you." And there's some up here trying to get me away from this bird that I'd seen. Next thing I know, I turned to look to watch this other fella walking up, little old fella with his walking stick. Turned back, there were nobody there, and it was that profound that it scared shit out of me. And I ran home, told my mother, and I got what I've always got from my mother, bless her: shut up, you barn pot.
Yeah, yeah. I think they were all like that, weren't they?
Yeah. Right. So I stopped telling her. I stopped telling her it, and it weren't until later in life. Yeah, go on then. Comment.
That's what it means to be Moroccan.
Murrican. Right, I've not heard that expression.
Eric, the feeling of physical touch fascinates me.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had. I mean, over the years, I've had like fingers through your hair, and you feel someone's hands on your shoulder. But that, out of everything, was the most. It made me take notice. I mean, when you're feeling fingers in your hair, the first couple of times that happens, you're like,
yeah.
But then you begin to realise it's just someone, letting you know they're there. Or the hands on the shoulder. It's generally, a family member, just reassuring.
Yeah, Catherine says, did we catch her show on Wednesday? She talked about first memory when I had a paranormal encounter with less than friendly who put his hand on my shoulder. No, we missed it, Catherine. I think I was out.
I think
did anyone else catch it?
I will get back and watch that.
No, the thing is, and I do apologise, it's just that now mostly we've got a show on Tuesday, we've got one on Friday, and we've got one on Sunday, so
yeah, so we can't.
I like the break. I like to get out
Yeah, get out, we escape when we can.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I do apologise for that.
I've got so many shows I want to catch up on.
Oh
Yeah.
no, never get round to it, do you?
It just does me nutting sometimes.
She said
Yeah.
it was huge.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, things seem to be larger than life, don't they? In spirit world as well, because they're trying to get your attention.
I
Robert
think
says, "Calf, what was huge?" Yeah, Robert. Yeah, yeah, we know, we know.
yeah.
It wasn't that.
No, Catherine said that.
It never is.
Yeah. If it was anything else, I don't think she'd have publicly talked about that one.
Yeah, probably not.
Eric says, "Does a physical touch happen with an animal too?"
Yes.
More than human, definitely. I only spoke about this one yesterday to my missus, and that was we did a place called Codnor Castle, excuse me, Codnor Castle, and I picked up more from the farm next door. There was a lot of animal cruelty went off, but obviously it was a farm, but it was also a big menagerie as well. It was a cattle farm, and in the end, they ended up being a lot of cattle put to sleep through foot and mouth. So obviously, bolt to the head. Got loads of pictures from that. I even got a big black and white cow in spirit. It was a shadow picture. You could easily tell what it were. But in the only part of the building that we could actually access, I saw this box of kittens, little black kittens, loads of them, about a dozen of the damn things in this box. And they jumped out of the box and they were brushing everybody's legs. Everybody were feeling these little kittens brush the legs. They were only me who could see them, obviously. But we did get them on camera, which were fascinating because we took pictures of the corner of the room and this box that had been there forever, practically disintegrating by then, by the time we got to it. There was nothing there. But on camera, we've got these kittens sat in this box, which were brilliant. And they're all looking up as well. You could see the little eyes looking up at camera. It was brilliant. But there were all sorts of animals there, all sorts. A big Alsatian dog that lived there. That kept popping in, making an appearance. There was nothing from Castle whatsoever.
Yeah. I used to live in a flat that I used to joke that the door used to rattle. And I always used to make a joke of, oh, it's the cat. And open the door and go on then. And then shut the door and it stopped rattling.
Yeah.
And I used to make a joke that it was a cat, And
Yeah.
I was lying in bed one night and I actually felt a cat jump up on the bed, walk across the bed and then lie down beside me. And it took me by surprise, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a dog who passed away. But when he wanted to come in, he always scratch on the door. And we got that for a while, actually, after he'd gone.
Yeah.
Scratching on the door.
Well,
that's what she said.
Our cat jumps up at the window and swings on the window and taps the bit underneath. So I expect when he goes, we'll be hearing that for donkeys afterwards.
Catherine says she's going to be on the weird room.
Hey.
Right. That's we're winning, is it? Yeah.
No, it's
No, that's with Dan, Eric,
Dan
and Tim, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. All right.
And she said she liked it. I mean, what? Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, Catherine. I've been booped by my boxer who was passed years ago. He just boops my leg like, excuse me, homie. I am still looking for snuggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert. Isn't that the new Lois? Here we go. No. We're totally different.
We'll let you make any connotations you want, Robert. Feel free. I can't comment. I literally can't comment on that one.
Well, we start to worry if she puts us in the basement.
Well, I would. I definitely
I
would.
did like that smile.
Got some idea there, right?
But the biggest difference is that Nettie's my partner, so yeah, and there was no, no. It's not the same. It's not the same dynamic at all.
No,
So
no.
that's it. And that's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm being very diplomatic, you know.
Being very nice.
I'm being a nice man. I'm a nice man, you know. Nice man.
You're a nice man, you.
I'm a nice man. So yeah, anybody got any more questions? Anything you
Yeah,
feel?
we have Catherine. Nobody puts baby in the basement next to him. Robert. Always is usually controlling you two. No.
well, there's none of that.
No comment.
Our dynamic is very much democratic.
And entertainment, the MTV. Is that you, Drew? Hello.
Good evening.
Yes. Anyone who knows me well knows I don't get controlled.
Yeah.
No, we don't get control, do we?
Yeah.
No control.
I tried to hide remote.
How do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Says
Says,
Nettie,
yeah, this is Drew. Welcome, Drew. Nice to see you.
and then Nettie lifts up her hex bag and goes, hee, hee, hee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I'll
just
tell
take
you
my
something.
glasses off and go like, I go like.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. She does hide, though.
What?
Typical
What?
woman. Yeah. She hides the bloody purse. I'll tell you that.
I do bloody not. That's a total lie.
It's not. It's not. Look at that time we were in Talby, and all them moths came out. That was a very surprise. That was.
Mm.
Just one I didn't catch them and put them back then, isn't it? Catherine says, just let that shit fly where it may. Yeah,
Yeah.
flinged it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're very diplomatic in our group. Very,
Robert, is she tight, Brian?
very Robert. Yeah, typical. Typical monk.
Yeah. Well,
What?
Top mad for it.
Not bad for it, yeah.
yeah, us Scots are supposed to be tight, but we're just sensible with our money.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I am.
But that's why a lot of Scottish come to Yorkshire, because we're very similar. I've got to admit, we're very frugal. This is the word for you. This is the word for you.
Frugal.
We're very frugal, very frugal.
Oh, I'm very afraid. Oh,
Umbrellas. It's not raining.
you know what they say? Watch the coppers and the pounds will take care of themselves.
What's
Exactly.
the coppers?
Yeah.
We always watch coppers round here. Tell you, the Western.
Not as much as we do round here, but I believe me, they don't. Catherine says to hell with umbrellas.
Yes. So anybody got any paranormal questions or anything like that?
Robert, every pound is a prisoner.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
I would have thought Eric would have had a list tonight, but there you go.
Yeah, no.
Catherine says, oh, that means something different in America. Christ on a trampoline, but what? I don't know what that
Yeah.
was.
Let us into them. I've never heard of these sayings. Me, I
No.
must be a bit.
There's a lot of things that mean different in America than they do here.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
we've got to be very careful, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
yes, I do know some of them.
many years ago when some of my American friends were over here, and one of them said crap, and everybody in the room just looked at them.
Yeah.
Because over there it's an everyday word, but over here it was almost like cursing.
Well, exactly. I mean, yeah. I've heard students at Manchester from America, and they'd say, "I'll smack your fanny." I'm saying, "What? What? What?" It's totally different.
Yeah, because it's, I mean, and even us with being older, you know what I mean? We just,
Yeah.
It's
Rather
like,
than
Catherine, you'll understand this. You don't go to America. You don't go to America and go into a shop and ask for a packet of fags.
no, you don't. No,
No, because you'll come out with some round meatballs.
Yeah, you'll
Robert
come,
says, what we're talking about tonight,
yeah,
anything
you'll
like
come out with a load of
Any
new
questions,
male friends. And,
Eric, oh my God, then I'm in trouble.
yeah, trust me.
Exactly.
Like pounds, if you have £500 in America, you need to lay off the cheesecake. Oh, right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, you know. It's crazy.
Don't worry about it, Catherine. We love cheesecake here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love a play on words. I've discovered a game changer for you. I wasn't going to mention it, but I've just got to. You know, you picked that peanut butter up other day, Nettie.
Yeah.
Well, I picked it up now. They look, and there's no added sugar whatsoever. It's just 100% peanuts. So I got some, and I come up with a concoction, and it's absolutely gorgeous because I can't have anything with sweet stuff in it, you know, with sugar and this, that, other. So it's hard for me to sort of have a
Find
decent
stuff in it.
dessert, shall we say. So you get 2 teaspoons of peanut butter smooth, and you add it to some Tip Top, you know, Carnation, something like that,
Right.
unsweetened milk, and whisk it. And then you add as many bananas as you want, sliced bananas. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, now what would eat you when we come to yours? Did you get the big one?
Well, yeah, decent
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I'll find the biggest spoon.
It was
Yeah, I'll tell you what I love, and people find this weird, but there was a restaurant down here that was actually doing it. Whether they got it from me, I don't know. But peanut butter on a cheeseburger.
You
know what?
yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
what? I love peanut butter, right? You know pork chops? Peanut butter and honey on pork chops. It
Okay.
tastes amazing.
Does it
It
really?
goes like everything I say to him, it goes like that.
Peanut butter on a cheeseburger. Try it. It's lovely.
I'll think about it. I don't know if I'll try it, but I'll think about it.
You can't have sauce on it. You just have the peanut butter, but have it on the burger. Have the cheese underneath. But
Yes, yeah, we do, Catherine. Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we do. There's a lot of things we have here, Catherine, that you might never have heard of.
Yeah, I do find. I mean, there's a guy in our field that's branched out into food reviews. Call him Kalani Ghost Hunter.
Yes, yeah.
And he loves our food because he says it's absolutely amazingly tasty, fresh, but
Yeah.
it's got half the sugar of everything over there, which he loves.
And he's introduced Iron Brew to Scotland, by which Iron Brew are so appreciative they've been sending him packs of Iron Brew.
Yeah.
So he's done a good move there.
And the way that they've gone about it as well, I don't know for definite, but apparently 1901 is their brand of full sugar because their normal Iron Brew now is sugar free. So
yeah,
as far as I know,
you got to have the Scottish one.
it is. Yeah, it is.
But the sugar-free one is it got turned down in Scotland.
What the hell is that, Robert? I ain't got a clue what you're
about. I dread to even ask. Just dread to ask. I'm sure he'll tell us in a minute. Catherine said, "Does it taste like Hopes and Dreams?" Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Your peanuts, oh lovely.
Peanut butter and jelly or jam over there. Little
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't do that here.
No, we don't. Well, I have.
I've
before
never
I was
tried it.
diabetic,
I've never
but-
tried it, but I will.
Oh, it's nice. It's lovely. Just can't have it anymore because it's like I've said, it's 99% sugar, which I rest my case.
Eric says, I think that is, I love Iron Brew.
Yeah, because I remember you asking Eric a while ago whether you could get it or not over there, and yes, you can. Aldi sells it. So
Yeah.
Robert says this 1901 is not the real stuff.
Nah.
well, I don't know.
If you want 100% Iron Brew, you've got to buy it in Scotland because it's the only
Yeah.
country where they haven't taken the blinking sugar out.
Yeah, and I did hear. Again, I'm not going to state that it's a fact, but I did hear that Iron Brew. Where was Iron Brew invented? Where was it developed? Wasn't in Scotland.
No, it was Jamaica, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is I found really odd, but
Yeah.
apparently.
The peanut and jelly sandwich is coming over here, but the English look at it the way that we look at toast and beans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Beans on
that's
toast.
another thing.
Beans on
Yeah.
toast.
Yeah.
That's another thing that he loves. He loves our cheesy beans with HP sauce in. He says you can't beat them.
Or cheesy beans on a jacket potato. Oh.
Aye, jacket tatey.
Oh.
Robert says
Right.
made
There
from
it is. Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So, it's become food review night, isn't it? But there you go.
anything wanted to.
Wow, yeah.
Nobody wants to ask any paranormal questions. What is it?
We get led in particularly weird areas, don't we?
Oh, we do, but it don't matter. We still answer them. Any questions, we'll answer.
Yeah, we don't care, whatever it is. Chuck
No,
it in
I
there.
don't.
Chuck it in.
I saw a little, saw something the other day. Oh, I'm telling you, it just shows that our younger generation are a world apart. They're not just generations; they're a world apart from us. It showed you this picture of these. I've got to tell you exactly what they were, but some of the things that they came up with were incredible. Incredible. Dolly pegs, the old-fashioned gypsy pegs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Dolly
Yeah.
pegs,
And-
yeah.
It showed you them, and they were coming out with all sorts. One of them said it's the innards of a pan pipes. I thought, what planet are y'all on? Innards of a pan pipe. Others were it were an alien artifact. Oh dear. But there was a load of people that actually got it, but they were all our generation.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
people just
Yeah.
don't turn clothes online anymore, do they?
No. Catherine says beans on a spud. I mean, we put damn near anything on potatoes but beans.
Oh, yeah. You can't beat baked beans and then a nice sprinkling of cheese on the top.
Exactly, yeah. Gorgeous.
I mean,
Gorgeous. And then
we
some
put
sauce.
just about anything in a jacket potato. Chili con carne is another popular one.
Yeah.
Tuna. I love tuna and cheese.
Oh yeah, tuna mayo. Oh yes.
Oh, yeah. You can't get. And
Ah,
a little bit of
here's a
onion and
debate.
all with it. No.
So here's a debate because some places don't have it pre-packed at all. They won't touch it unless it's fresh. You know, a tuna steak. But other places they like it in spring water. Other places they won't touch
I
it
like
unless it's
spring
in
water.
brine. And I don't touch it unless it's in sunflower oil because I use the lot. I
Yeah.
actually put the tin in and mix the mayo in with the oil. There's a lot more flavour to it. A lot more flavour. Well, it's not as salty either. It's just not as salty at all. And as daft as it sounds, it's not as fishy. It's just more meaty. It's gorgeous in sunflower oil. And it's better for you. Yeah.
Rita says, awesome live. She's had a laugh.
Thanks.
Robert said, a
Smoky.
smoky.
Yeah.
What's a
Not miss
smoky?
one. Hang on.
Smoky.
Catherine says, you guys come over here and I'm taking you out for American barbecue.
Oh, I've never stopped eating. Oh, I've seen some of my American friends cook. They're always cooking, smoking something or other. Oh, it's.
Have you ever had a non-gasm? Have some American barbecue.
I can't answer that without being naughty.
The thing is, when I
That's what I was looking at it like that. I went, what?
when I go to a barbecue, I can continuously eat, and it's the only time I can do that.
Yeah.
Because you get a burger and you munch that, and then you'll have a sausage, and I'll just keep eating, and it's the only time I can do that.
Yeah.
Do you see? I mean, it's something that's cottoned on. I mean, even in America, it wasn't fashionable everywhere. It's come up from Louisiana and Cajuns and whatever, isn't it? And then spread from there, really. And now it's a big thing. I do know that you lot love your barbecues and what have you, and you've got the big outdoor barbecues going off where you could cater for thousands on them. But no, we still like have to use the disposables sometimes. A little plastic, a little tin tray.
Yeah, something I miss that I haven't had for years is like around the old campfire, and
yes,
you get the embers and the baked beans, which gave that original baked bean taste, didn't it? And corned beef hash around the campfire. Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can't. No, I don't care what anybody says. You cannot beat a British corned beef hash.
Yeah.
Because there's a particular ingredient that I've always used. Not everybody does, but I've always used it because it literally brings the flavour of the meat out, and that in a hash or hash is celery, but finely chopped, and it goes in the water first. That's the first thing to hit the water, because as you know, celery can be stringy.
Yeah.
So you literally boil that into the water before anything else. Then you add your onions and everything else, as things cook, at the rate that they cook. And the last thing to go in when you turn the heat off is the corned beef.
Yeah.
You put the corned beef in last and thicken it to your consistency. Some people like it runny, as I say, and some people like it thick. So you add your thickener to taste. But trust me, if you've never tried it with celery, add the celery finely chop it and add it to your water and boil the water first, so that it disappears into water, and it is basically a flavouring, but it alters that dish completely. You'll say, what's different about that? Then why is yours tasting so nice? Because it literally brings flavour and meat out. It's a good accessory.
Well, according to Robert, apparently I would rather have cheaper prices.
Well,
I'm buying, Robert.
you're not wrong.
I'm buying.
Wouldn't we all?
You're not wrong, but what can I say, Robert? I mean, I'm just me, auntie. I'm a naughty bugger. So yeah, she does like non-gasms and all.
That's another strike of the book this week.
Oh, a heart attack burger. I've had some big burgers in my time. I used to hold the records back in my 20s when McDonald's first came over here. When Big Macs were Big Macs. Not like they are now. But I had the records for eating 8 in a row.
My God. No, I've never been able to do that. And I'm a fairly decent size eater, but since I've been diabetic, I've had to try and tailor it. But I've noticed Nettie look at me sometimes. She's seen me plate piled up, and I give her a spuggy portion. She says, "Oh, there's a lot on there." I'm thinking, my God. But she likes me food. I'm a good cook.
Yeah, but he's better cook than me. Well, yeah.
Well, I hope so. There's only ever made one meal. I
am a guest in house.
Aye, all right, whatever. Yeah. whatever, that old chestnut. But there you go.
Catherine says mac and cheese, fried okra.
Yeah.
Some slow
Yeah,
cooked
yeah,
rib.
yeah. Again, well, okra. Where's okra come from? It's that area, isn't it? But I think that's the black influence, if I'm not mistaken, with okra.
Yeah. A lot of the things our Scots cook is always better the next day. I've always said we have things like beef stew and dumplings and
Yeah.
beef stews and they're always better the next day.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
And
Yeah.
that is another thing. You'd be shouted at if you served flour dumplings in Yorkshire, well, especially around here in South Yorkshire. It has to be suet. Suet dumplings.
It's got to be. Yeah.
Every time.
Well, they don't taste right if they're not. Anyway.
Well, exactly.
Well, it's not a dumpling, is it?
Yeah.
Well, they are, strictly speaking, they are, but they're not very tasty either, let's face it. And I'll tell you what I do with my dumplings when I make them. Get an OXO cube, or maybe I shouldn't say OXO. Right, I'll take that back. I'll take it back. Sorry, don't bother me.
A flavour cube.
A flavour cube, yes.
A beef cube.
Beef flavour cube, and sprinkle it only half, depending. Say half a cube per 4 decent sized dumplings, and mix that in. Oh, to die for. Because again, it gives it that little bit of a richer beef flavour.
Yeah. I said cooking ribs is a 2-day-long thing, but chewing is optional.
Yeah.
Okra, what? WTF? If it didn't come in a tin, I don't get it. Diplomatic. Almost.
It's become the cooking show, isn't it? But there you go. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well,
that could become a topic of what do ghost hunters eat?
Yeah.
Well, trust me, if you've been to our events, my God, we've had some combinations.
Well, the common food, isn't it, for ghost hunters is spaghetti. Spaghetti.
Spaghetti, yeah.
Yeah, spaghetti.
I remember we did the True Crime Museum and we had a load. A load come down from further up the country, should we say? And they were absolutely gobsmacked that we disappeared for 5 minutes, come back with a kebab, you know.
Yeah.
That's how we know where the food is.
Catherine, I have a recipe in my family that's been around since 480 AD. That's an improved beef stew. We call it grandma's soup. And no, it's not made with real grandma.
Well, it's a good job, isn't it? I'll be well mature, won't it, by now?
Robert says he's eating food older than.
I watched the programme other week that they were actually opening these tins from war and things like that just to see if they were still edible.
I know.
And it's surprising how many of them still were. Yeah, especially Spam.
Spam can survive anything, can't it?
Yeah,
I love Spam. I love Spam muffins.
Spam fritters.
And I prefer the brand called Peck. It's meatier. And I grill it or fry it. It's for me, it's better than Spam, but that's just me. It's got gelatine sometimes in it as well, a bit more gelatine. So again, there's more flavour. You don't like gelatine?
No, that's the one thing.
I'll push it to the side. When I eat your bunchy pies, I'll push it to the side.
That's the one thing I hate about pork pies.
The
pork pie.
Yeah, I love pork pie, so I'll just put up with it. But
yeah.
Well, exactly. You'd like our Percy Turners, definitely. Best in the world. But yeah, and they do. They travel the world. Them things, I tell you. Seen them really far afield.
Spam,
And it's
spam.
all-
Oh, Eric loves his little spam.
Yeah, yeah, we've got to send Derek the Monty Python sketch.
Yeah. Boys spam.
Look it up, Eric, on YouTube. Monty Python, the spam sketch. You'll be in hysterics.
Yeah.
Oh, boys
Oh, I
spam.
forgot about them. Yeah. Funny.
Spam, spam, more spam, excellent spam.
Spam.
Catherine says, "But have you eaten food that better? Come on over. I'll make you something so good. It'll make you smack
Make
your
you
mouth."
smack-
I don't deny it. Flavor-wise, it probably is nice, but when we're talking about health, my God, I'd have an heart attack looking at it. I really would, because unfortunately the amount of fat and sugar that's in a lot of American recipes, it's unreal. I mean, the worst one I have ever seen, I couldn't believe what we're going into it. Mac and cheese. I couldn't believe it. There were great big blocks of cheese and great big blocks of butter and full fat milk, cream and all that. I'm thinking, my God.
Wow.
Oh,
Robert
it
says
was
he
unreal.
gets bacon from a van. Well, he calls it bacon. Yeah, I've had that before.
Yeah.
Have
Mommy, spam, Robert.
Have you ever wondered where those missing people go, Robert?
Yeah. Eric says he's watched it over 100 times. Yeah, it's funny.
It's good, isn't it? Did I get that voice off? I got that voice off, didn't I? Sure,
Yeah.
I did.
Spam. Yes, it was funny that, wasn't it? Catherine says those are the ones that taste the best.
But they do. There's a lot of flavour. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not good for you at all.
Yeah.
I can't afford it. I've got heart problems and I'm diabetic, so
There
I
you
want to live. Me want to live long time.
Yeah.
It's got to have a rule. Everything in its
In moderation.
in moderation. That's the word I was looking for. So if you can't go wrong then,
Unless
Yeah.
it's chocolate eclairs and then you can eat as many as you like.
or chocolate eclairs, yeah.
And that's why I have a week on Winnetti and a week off.
Yeah. Yeah, you have,
Anyway.
have to get your blood sugar back to normal, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
There's a strike free. Catherine, that's the healthiest thing at the cookout. You eat only that if you're on a diet and trying to watch your figure.
Right then. Not sure about that one. Right, we're on 59. Do you want to give a shout out? That's gone quick, isn't it?
Yeah, that was
very
too
good.
quick.
Yeah.
Isn't it, that one? Yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
a call out for the other shows in the week. Right, Monday, we've got the Dark Mirror Show, Josh, Wayne and Matt. Tuesday, Simply Spooky, which is the Jar of Doom with various hosts. Wednesday, Simply Spooky with a guest. That's Viv, Dan, Eric. Thursday, we have the Weird Room with Tim, Eric, and Dan.
Damn, yeah.
Friday, it's back with us, Freaky Friday. Saturday, Metaphysical Insights with William Becker. And Sunday is Shadows and Lights with me and Brian.
We have a guest this week, don't we?
Is it this week?
Yep.
Yes, we do. We do. And it's
Mary J. Williamson
Mary Jo
and
Williamson.
her partner in crime, Mark, forgotten his middle thing, forgive me, Verf.
That's for next Friday.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
thank you for joining us, everybody, and join the mayhem next week. It may be a little bit more serious next week, you'll see. Seeing as we've got a guest, so I might have my Jaguar accent on.
Right, last one. Sitting on my hands, Netta. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Just make
And,
sure that you've rest, Robert.
Right, last one. Wow, he says that Kath can sign. And the last one from Kath, and then we've definitely got to go. Haha, in America, we get our legs removed and wear it like a badge. See this missing foot, 10 pounds of cheeseburgers and some Diet Cokes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And with that, we've got to say goodbye.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for joining
Good night,
us.
guys, and thank you
Thank you very much.
Come back next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Catch you next week. Bye.